Dakoto, the way of walking alone. Musashi's Dakoto, half crazy, half genius. Finding modern meaning in the Sword Saint's last words. A multiple award-winning book you can own today. Get the world's greatest swordsman's views on battle and life with a modern analysis. Read reviews. Decide for yourself at Amazon.
Welcome to the Martial Arts and Life podcast with Kris Wilder.
Welcome to Martial Arts and Life. I hope this day is finding you well, whether it's the morning, the evening, your lunchtime, or tea time. You know, there's a thing about karate that is fascinating, and it is our relationship with it. And I'm here to tell you that sometimes, and in fact, 100% of the time, it's not what you think it is. You see, you think karate loves you, and it doesn't. Now, of course, we can look at it from the standpoint of, it's an innate object, it's an idea, a concept, it's not sentient, and all of those kinds of things. But I want to drop into a anthropomorphic version of this. Let's pretend that karate is a living, breathing, sentient being. And like I said, everybody loves it. It's the most beautiful thing in the world. It is a combination of the greatest star in Hollywood and athlete and adventurer all wrapped into one. It's everything. It's the most beautiful thing we've ever seen. And everybody loves it. And the karate knows it. But you know what? Karate doesn't love anybody. We see the benefits of the martial arts of karate, and they can be broken down into generally 3 sections: the mental, the physical, and the spirit end of things. And if we look at this in order, of course, from a mental aspect, it keeps your mind sharp. Not only does it keep your mind sharp with the constant learning and retooling and reshaping, and boy, there's a pile of studies out there. I'm not going to cite a single one, but you can find them, of course, where physical activity is essential to proper mental health and mental function. Kind of 2 different things, but yet they work together. Often doctors are recommending, a walk or some sort of brisk activity like that. Of course, you see Tai Chi coming into retirement centers for senior citizens and so forth. But the point is that physical activity helps keep the brain, clean, I guess is another way to put it. That physical activity helps the brain function. Of course, we've got a contemplative or meditative aspect to it. There's some people that spend quite a bit of time in the meditation aspects of it. There is a small time in traditional art where there's a seated meditation that kind of came through the Japanese line of things. And that's all good. An opportunity to clear your mind and set your day and set your attention in the karate school, the dojo, the dojang, whatever it might be. And then oftentimes people pursue more meditation outside of that small period in class where you kind of clear your mind. So we've got a focus aspect of it, a mental acuity, and a meditation. And that's the linking of the mind and the body together. It is a combination of active learning, physical activity, and a sedentary clearing of the mind. All of those come out of karate. Then when we shift into the physical aspects of it, of course, you've got a higher level of flexibility. And with that comes the thing that I think that is more essential than flexibility, which is mobility. The ability to have a good range of motion and be able to move through your world in a safe way. We hear stories of people falling downstairs. Generally, it's older people or little kids. It takes a little bit to navigate those stairs. Children fall down all the time. I'm talking, toddlers. And the elderly take a fall too, to the point to where, oh gosh, 20 years ago, 25 years ago, there was that famous commercial where, you had the Life Lock Alert or whatever it was called, where you wore this little thing around your neck and it was, help, I've fallen and I can't get up. So the physical aspect of martial arts allows for the ability to be mobile, to have mobility, to have that functional mobility and some flexibility, of course. And you get increased muscle tone because you're working it. You're working your legs, you're working your body. And that's a good thing, because the longer you sit in front of the television, the more you become that couch potato. Well, the harder it is to get away from it, the more difficult it is to come back. And of course, you get a increased bone density, because not only are you involved in impact, stomping and punching and all of these kinds of things, but you're moving your body under a load often, like a push-up is an example, or standing in a low stance. These kinds of things increase bone density, and we know that physical activity, things that create a stress, a load, these create a heavier bone density, protecting you in later life from having that ubiquitous broken hip. Those are three fantastic things that are benefits from martial arts. But if you had a relationship with a person who had all of these attributes, good grief, you would sell everything that you own, get in a single-masted boat, and sail the Atlantic to get to that person, because it's a full package deal, man. It's all there. And then, of course, you have other aspects of it too, which are, hey, thanks for the listen. If you like the show, you can get more. Different shows, training videos, application, audiobooks, ebooks, manuals, DIY plans by supporting on Patreon. The link is, of course, listed in the comments below. Be well and keep the path.